it going, people? Right, if you're new to this channel, my name is Joe, Road Viking, and I live in our Iveco Daily Mark III 2001. She's an old girl, but I love her. Right. Previously, I have been a mobile mechanic up and down the country, helping with van builds and mechanical stuff on camper vans or even just general people's vehicles. But recently I've got into working for the man, and I'm not entirely happy about it, but you know, we needs must, people, we needs must. It's that time of year where you need to make some money, you know, and we got some upgrades to do, and you know, that ain't gonna happen itself, is it? And obviously, you know, my future down the line, you know, in the years to come, I want to go buy land in Portugal. So that is the game, and that is what's going to happen. And if you know me anything, and if you've been following me on this channel, when I want something, I'll make it work. But right, let's get into today's video, and I'll catch you guys later on. It is only a small one, but I ain't been well, so I've just been making things work and just improvising, right? So I'm not gonna go for some footage. So I'll catch you guys later on. Enjoy it. See you later. That's a dirty lens. Jesus. How's it going, people? Right. As you're probably aware from the last video that I put up in the thing saying, no, I didn't go to work because I was poorly, right? So all this week I have literally been in my pit, in my van. My van hasn't moved for a week. I caught the man flu slash what people call COVID, right? So I did a test, and don't get me wrong, each to their own, right? Each to their own beliefs. This is where I'm not going to upset anybody by saying what's real and what isn't, right? But I had to do tests for work so I can go to work, right? So I did a test, it came back, boom, you got it, great, right? 2 other people at that meet got it as well. I was like, oh, Jesus, right? So when I got back here, the next day, I felt rough. I felt horrendous. You know, I was going hot, cold, cold, hot. You know, the body aches were horrendous. They were horrible. Like, it was to the point where it was like, I moved slightly, it was like every little movement was like, my body was like, ugh. Oh, it was horrible. Like, it winded me. Like, it was like, ugh. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know when you do your back in and you move too quick, not good. And then I got the snotty stage halfway through the week. Right, so it wasn't snotty at all. Not snotty now. But for 2 days I was like literally just pouring, and it was like that bit. I was sneezing all the time, and then it got to the point where I sneezed that much that I pulled a muscle in my back. Then whenever I sneezed, it made my back hurt, and then it took my breath away. So I was like, do you know what I mean? Oh, it was horrible. And I'm not trying to, you know, put out that little violin. I'll go for it, right? I don't mind. You know, I'm big enough and ugly enough to take it. But it is Sunday, right? Sunday. So it's been over a week since that. Well, pretty much bang on a week, yeah, since the last meet when I left, and I haven't moved. My van hasn't moved. My van's filthy. Sat in a lay-by. I've run out of water, I've run out of food, you know, I've just tested again because obviously should go back to work tomorrow, and I've come back clear. So I've got to do another test later, you have 2 clear tests before I can go back to work. Oh, there's a robin behind you on the bench. I've got to do 2 clear tests before I go back to work. I think my sister's got me some so I can do that. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to go to my sister's and have a Sunday dinner. And have a shower and top up my water. Do you know what I mean? Oh, just I feel like I've been a right slob, but in reality I couldn't do anything like that. You know, I was oh, it's not, yeah, I might have had a week off, but it wasn't like a week off of doing anything. I literally didn't move anywhere. I just felt rougher and rougher. It's only the past 2 days that I've just gone and I feel good again, right? So I'm gonna go to my sister's and have some proper food, and I'm excited. Oh, because I'm going to be making food in my van, but it's not the, you know, proper home cooked meal. Even making a cake, I didn't even record making the cake. And I know all you lot wanted to see me make the cake. because I know you've all said before about you want to see me bake a cake. But I did it and it was lovely. But right, let's let the baby warm up and then it gets moving to my sister's, and I'm looking forward to this shower and some proper food. Proper food. I'll see you lot later on. I am back in the van. I am back in the van. Got a brew in hand, you know, brew in hand. I went to my sister's, had dinner, and she did some washing for me. God bless her soul. If you're watching this, I love you. You're amazing. Right. Always love your family, people. Always love your family. Right. Yeah, back at the van. I did the old rookie era, because obviously it's getting to that time of year now where you kind of put the heater on for a few hours when you're in the van before you go to bed. Do you know what I mean? I like to have it nice and cosy before I go to bed. But I made the schoolboy error. I've not turned it on the way down here, so to my park up. So what I ended up doing was sitting in my van, playing music, and waiting for my diesel heater to warm up. And I've now got it off. Well, the diesel heater's on, but the engine's off, so I'll put it that way. So, yeah, obviously, for my work, I have to do these tests, obviously, because I had COVID / man flu / whatever you want to call it. It's not an argument. If you believe in it, you believe in it. If you don't believe in it, you don't believe in it. I don't care either way, right? So, each to their own. I do 2 clear ones, and that's a clear one, and I've got to do another one in the morning before I can go to work tomorrow afternoon. What was I going to say? So yeah, I'm just going to chill out tonight. I'm trying to make the most of my last little night before I have to go back to work. Put something on the old TV. Yeah, I say the old TV. Look at the state of that TV. I need to clean that screen. The fingerprints all over it. Yeah. Another thing I will show you actually, I got a new toy, a new addition that I did put to my van. So I know I didn't show you how I fitted my sun visor and the bonnet bra, but I'll show you that in a later date. But obviously you've seen the van looks cool as doesn't it? Right? I love this old bus. I've still got some bits I need to do. I was sat there with my engine running and I was pressing my foot down on the clutch on and off, and you can hear my clutch release bearing starting to make a little bit of a chatter. Now, I think these engines must be renowned for it, because I say renowned for it. When I first got this van, it was chattering like a madman. You know, I went around Scotland when I first got this van, and it was clapping and slapping around all over the place. And I took the. If you don't remember, go back. I think there was bits where I showed how my clutch looked. If I still got that footage, I'll put it up. I'm pretty sure my clutch is probably doing the same thing again, because it's not loud, but as a mechanical ear, some people probably wouldn't even hear it, but I can hear it, right? And I know you get some sort of a difference between putting the clutch down and back up again. You're gonna, right? It's an old bus, it's just how they're made, right? But it's starting to make a little bit more of a chatter, so I'll keep an ear out on that one. But I'm gonna order some bits to start doing up the van, because obviously me getting this job, you know, now I'm at this point where I can actually start treating the van properly and, you know, upgrading some good bits. So the list of good bits that I want to do to this van, I want to upgrade the rear leaf springs because they're a bit saggy and hold the weights at the back, so you go over a speed bump, it's like whoa, whoa. Before anyone says it's not overweight, I had this way before and it's 3.26 tonne. 3.26 tonne, so I'm going to call that a win, right? But I want to replace the upper and lower control arms on the front. I want to put new calipers on the front. I want to put disc and pads on the front. I want to do all new pulleys on the front of the engine, you know, auxiliary belt and stuff like that. Maybe even put a new alternator in it and put the old one back in the back of the van as a spare for future down the line. Just upgrade some bits, you know, some bits that are tiring out. You know, she's 21 years old now, so obviously things that we're going to need replacing. A few little bushes, but bear in mind I've done pretty much everything on this van other than the bits I'm talking about. I've bought a table arm and just made do with a table top. I'll show you. So, as you can see here, right, it obviously bolts onto the bottom of my sofa here. All adjustable on the old arms, and there's one underneath there. And I've just put this temporary top on for now. It's just to give me some sort of work top, so I can sort of see what works for me. But look at this, like, and even when I've got the passenger seat spun round the curtain up, that's kind of like a table between the two. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously there's going to be a chair here as well, and a little stool chair which will have my composting toilet in. Ignore this door. Eventually I'm going to do the door, right? everything's a progress, you know. Everything's just process of just bit by bit. When someone ever asked me if my van's ever going to be finished, yeah, one day maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But this bad boy, I just think it's just perfect. I can even put you on here. There we are. Put you on there. It's just nice to have my breakfast on and just chill out on the sofa, you know. And then when I've got my laptop, you know, when I've got my laptop, I can have my little laptop on here. I can have, you know, my coffee on there, you know, do a bit of editing. It's just nice to have somewhere else to sit in the van, you know. I think that's what people tend to ignore when it comes to van life, is if you're gonna spend a lot of time in it, and you're gonna spend a lot of time living in a van. Hang on. If you're gonna spend a lot of time living in a van, like, think about it this way. You got to think about it as, are you going to be comfortable? You know, if you were stuck in here on a rainy day, would you be happy? You know, if it was torrential rain or snowing or all madness outside, when you're in it, are you going to be unhappy? Like, when I had the T4 before this, and I think I learned from that, you know, because I had the T4, I loved the T4, it was amazing, it did everything for me, ticked all the boxes. But when it was raining or it was horrible weathers and whatever, and you're stuck in there and you can't move around, and there's only one seat to sit in, and there's like, just no. And this is why I still haven't put cupboards all around the top of my van, and yeah, there's something about. Bear in mind, the ceiling will be going up soon. You know, I'm just sorting some other little bits out on the roof before any more wires I want to put through, because I've got some lights I'm going to be putting around the top of the van on the outside. Oh dear, I've been fed well, man. I'm burping like mad. But yeah, it is a Sunday. I have got work tomorrow. I'll carry on this conversation throughout the weeks. No doubt I'll be filming something else at some point. But for now, I'm going to relax, put the TV on, watch some crap on YouTube, as we all do, as you're doing now, right? No, my channel's not crap. It's amazing. You know it's amazing. But yeah, I'm gonna chill out, and I'll see you like later on. Good morning, people. It is Tuesday, and I'm trying to get my sleep pattern back again, because it's gone a bit weird. Obviously I was on mornings for a week doing my training on the trucks, and then last week I was poorly for a week, so I didn't move anywhere. But living in a van, right, you end up sacrificing certain things. I say sacrificing, no, I could have a proper oven in here and all sorts, but I thought today I want to try and cook some chips in my Omnia. I'm not sure how this is going to work, but I've got some salt and pepper chips, and I've salt and pepper chips. I'm just slowly working my way through the Omnia and figuring out how to use it and what's the best way to use it and how to do stuff. So I'm gonna throw some chips in the Omnia and see how that goes. Oh, the light's just gone off. I'll have to put that on charge. Great. See, now I don't know if that's too many chips or not enough chips, so I could put more chips on it. I'm just guessing, but it's just. See what happens, eh? you haven't got an Omnia, go and get an Omnia. It's just brilliant bits of kit. Oh, crispy salt and pepper chips. Fucking right, mate. And obviously the typical British thing of buttered bread sandwich, nom nom nom. You know what I mean? So let me nom this, and I'll get back to you in a second, and then we'll have a chat about stuff and things I've got in mind and where I want to go forward with my van. Right, yeah, that was nice. That was really nice, and I highly recommend. Again, I'm not sponsored by Omnia, not far from it, right? But obviously, you've seen I made the what have I made now? I made the quiche, and I made jam sponge, right? Which I will do another video of me making a jam sponge because it was nice, so I'll make another one. And all the lads at work were like, why haven't you brought one in? So potentially I might make one and take it into work. Yeah, and then you can just cook everything else. Anything you can do in a normal oven, you can do in an Omnia. You know, making those chips a minute ago. Just, do you know what I mean? Oh, it's nice to have proper cooked food, and I'm trying to make a conscious effort to make stuff rather than just buy stuff that's already pre-packaged, do you know what I mean? So yeah, I wasn't sure, obviously, with me being ill last week and not having a chance to make any footage or anything like that, and this weekend it's just going to be a chilled one this weekend. I haven't had a chance to film anything, so as I say, I'm not going to go hunting for footage just for the sake of hunting for some footage, just to be like, oh, I've got some footage for you, and that's some false footage that's not real. You just sort of pushed it. Not saying anyone does that, but it's not my thing. You know, I kind of just film my life. You know, I kind of just film whatever I'm doing. I don't go hunting for something to say, look, I'm gonna go make content. Well, let's go, I don't know, wild camp in a lay-by for content. Even though I do wild camp in a lay-by all the time, you know. So potentially I might film that at some point because I'm actually doing it. You know, I'm not going out my way to do it like that. But yeah, as I was saying in previous footage about doing stuff to the van, I will be buying all those parts and a few extra things. But I want to get my van winter ready. And compared to last winter, I've got a lot more electronics in my van. Obviously I've got the fridge, you know, I've got the TV, I've got I'm picking up the laptop on Saturday, so I'm going to go meet Kieran. So I might record that. I'm going to go down to meet Kieran, hang out with him for a night, pick up the laptop, and yeah, just have a good catch up. Do you know what I mean? I mean, last time I saw him, he gave me COVID, so please don't give me COVID this time, please, mate. I very much appreciate it. I'll keep my distance. No, I'm joking. But yeah, winter ready, right? So I've been contemplating changing my batteries. Now I have got 3 105 amp hour leisure batteries at the moment, and what I want to do is I want to change it over. I was going to go AGM. I might go AGM, but then I'm thinking to myself, down the line, you know, I had a good chat with Connor, Project Amber, about his setup and his batteries, and he swears by his lithium batteries. So potentially I might go down lithium, but the thing is with lithium is it's really expensive, right? And obviously they do a better job at what you want them to do. You know, they hold the charge better, they charge faster. In my head, I've always been a bit skeptical of lithium. You know, you've been a mechanic. You know, I'm around that kind of stuff all the time, and I hear about all these things. And being helping with van builds, I've been around batteries a long time, so you know it's not like it's a new thing to me. I've used lithium batteries in motorbikes, just never in cars, never in a leisure battery system. Anyway, put it that way. So I don't know, right? What would you do? Would you have AGM or gel, or would you have fucking hell, my table's about to fall off. What was a bit? Look at that. I didn't tighten it up properly. Hold on. Oh, kick the camera before I chuck my coffee on the floor. It's got a little windy handle up here. Get on. Right, that's better. Right, so yeah, I'm not entirely sure on what route I want to go down yet. So do I go lithium? Do I go AGM? Do I go gel? You know, there's so many different options and what batteries you can go for. But obviously the price tag jumps massively. Like, I think AGM you're looking 500 quid, you know. Lithium you're looking £1,000 plus. You know, it's not a cheap thing, but it's a good investment, you know. So I don't want to be without in the winter. I don't want to be uncomfortable, because at times I want to be in here when it's not much sun. I want to be able to last a couple of days without having to worry about it. Like, I can have my diesel heater on, I can have the TV on, the fridge on all the time. You know, have my laptop and do my editing and, you know, just do stuff on that as well. So I'm not entirely sure, but I'm weighing up the idea of lithium. Potentially Renogy's lithium system. I have ordered a proper DC to DC, because at the minute I've just got a normal split charger, which is perfectly fine for what I've been doing, but obviously I'm upgrading stuff. I'm going to be upgrading my batteries. I want my batteries to be healthy and happy, and, you know, get what they want when they want, rather than the typical split charger, which is just basically lead acid to lead acid from the front to the back. Do you know what I mean? So yes, that's another option. And then I've ordered some Hammerite wax oil. I'm going to give my van a quick coat, especially around the wheel arches, before winter turns up, because it is getting cold now already. It is getting choppy, you know, and it's, I can tell that at work, because obviously I work, like you say, 6 PM till 2, maybe 4 o'clock in the morning. And by my second break at 11, it's cold outside. Do you know what I mean? So potentially, let's think ahead. You know, my van works well in winter anyway, because obviously the spray foam insulation, it holds the warmth in perfectly. You boil the kettle, it's warm in here. Do you know what I mean? There's no dramas on that. The only condensation I get is on the windscreen at the front. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see. It's just doing little bits to help through the winter, you know, and especially at this moment in time, I want to try and do things before it gets stupidly cold, or before it's icy and snowy or whatever. I know we don't get much snow, but do you know what I mean? If we do get a bit of snow, it's usually for a couple of weeks. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully I can be prepared for that. So yeah, big shout out to everybody who, you know, commented on my last video. You know, I really appreciate the support, and I really appreciate the people who have subscribed. And, you know, it's mad to watch my channel just sort of go boop, 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 you know, and it's epic. And you know, it's not me I got to thank for that, it's you lot. So thank you very much, people. I really appreciate the support. And I don't very often say it, but, you know, if you haven't already, give it a little subscribe, give it a thumbs up. You know, drop a little comment down below. I love chatting to you. I love hearing the comments, and, you know, and it's just wicked to see. You know, it's a proper little community, you know, based around a channel, and I like that. But I'm probably going to leave that one there. It's only going to be a short one this week. You know, just a little catch up and what I'm doing and what I've got planned and what's going to come forward. So there's going to be a lot of mechanical work going on the van. There's going to be a lot of upgrades on the van. There's going to be, you know, upgrading parts in you know, mechanical wise, and upgrading parts inside here. You know, I'm going to order the leisure batteries. I've got the DC to DC. I've got to get the compost toilet. You know, it's all to come. It's all to come. So stay tuned, people. You know, it's going to be an interesting one. And, you know, some of these things I've never dealt with before, so it's going to be a learning curve for myself. But yeah, I'm going to leave that one there. Don't forget to keep it real, keep it safe, keep it true, and I'll see you lot in the next one. Ta-da.